Is there something I can help you with? This gun in my hand. Under a lamppost just after sunset, inexorable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, Falk Zildjian conferred with his informant, the wordsmith. Absolutely not.
It'll be good press. Lemmy Jolson will write it up for the Daily Parabellum.
I don't need good press. I do the right thing regardless of whether the public approves.
You just talk to each of them a few minutes, like speed dating, but it's not dating.
Are you trying to fix me up with someone again? Did Petra put you up to this?
Look, these kids obviously need guidance. You want them to get it from someone like Rit Breed or the Murderalizer? You can be the one to set them on the right path. Lead them away from bad ideas.
What if one of these wannabes goes bad and the public knows I helped them? They'll paint me guilty by association.
Nah, it's like wrestling. Half the good guys turn bad at some point. Then audiences get to see their favorite heroes fight each other. After a while, they have a change of heart and turn good again.
This is ridiculous.
It's good for them and good for the community. Come on. Anyway, they're all waiting in line down there at the next lamppost.
Are you kidding? Fine. Why don't you wait at the head of the line and I'll signal you when to send somebody over. That way if one of them tries to shank me, you can provide backup.
Great plan. I'll hit him with the word on the street.
Is that like the Banshee's scream or something?
No, it's the power of sarcasm.
And we have a costume. Hi, I'm Falk.
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. Zildjian. I've been active for a while now, but I don't know if you've heard me. They call me the Green Prepper.
Okay.
Although I love wearing a costume, I'm not a crime fighter per se. My mission is more about going to libraries and churches and civic organizations to educate people on emergency preparedness. I give presentations on how to reinforce basements for calamities like tornadoes or global thermonuclear war.
Right.
A lot of people in apartments or condos don't have basements, so I talk about how to make themselves as safe as they can be wherever they are. Of course, I talk about stocking up on supplies, not just canned goods, but first aid, potable water, batteries, and tools they'll need if the power goes out for extended periods.
Sounds very reasonable.
Some of my other workshops are about foraging for food in urban areas, how to prepare food without electricity, preservation techniques like drying and home canning. My pickling and fermenting classes are really popular.
Is there something in particular I can help you with?
It's just that people don't take me seriously. They make wisecracks about the costume and how my name sounds like green pepper.
Well, you do have a stylized icon of a bell pepper on the chest of your costume. It's a little hard to see under a streetlight with the green image on green background.
See, I figured the superhero identity and costume would get kids' attention, and it does, but grown-ups and older teens give me a lot of grief.
I'll tell you a little secret. All those other costumed heroes, the Black Terror and Captain Freedom and Matban and the Destroyer, maybe the Emerald Ash Borer, I'm not sure if he counts with just that mask he wears.
You mean the Destroyer from the novels or the comic books?
Anyone that wears a costume. The most respected heroes you can think of still get jeered at for wearing costumes.
Really?
But they don't let it stop them. Eventually, when they've cracked enough skulls or put enough mugs behind bars, people start to respect them.
I don't know how many bunker build-up lectures I'd have to give at libraries to earn that level of respect.
It sounds like your target audience is already aware of you. Here's what you do. For your next gig, show up in civilian clothes. Introduce yourself as the Green Prepper, then tell them you're revealing your secret identity to them. You're letting them in on a secret, and they'll eat that stuff up. And if you don't want to reveal your real secret identity, just make up a fake but plausible civilian name, like Falk Zildjian. They won't know any better.
But if they see my face, they really will know my secret identity.
It's not a visual medium, so...
Wow, that sounds like it might work. Thank you so much. If there's anything I can do to repay you, if you ever need a chutney recipe, I'm your man.
Great, thanks.
Oh, there is one way I can repay you. I can tell you about some upcoming events. World oil production is projected to peak next month, so gas prices will skyrocket after that, and you'll want to be ready for economic and civilizational collapse within days or weeks. The next ice age will be in full force 3 months from now, and word under the street is that the reptilian hybrids are planning to rise up this Sunday or Monday.
The reptilian hybrids?
Also known as the cannibalistic humanoid underground fellers. So you'll want some strong doors between you and them.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. Thanks. Wordsmith, who's next?
Hi, Mr. Zildjian. I'm Demorge Gilbart. I'm a little nervous. You're the first person I've told about this. I call myself the Roboteer, like Rocketeer, but robots. The name doesn't really matter because I don't fight people or brag on myself.
What is it you do?
I create web-crawling robots. It's pretty neat, but maybe not as exciting as it sounds. Have you ever seen a really big industrial printing press for a newspaper or magazine? They use web offset printing. My robots sneak into big printing operations, crawl inside the presses, and stamp themselves against a portion of the printing plate to pick up the ink. When they're returned to my hideout, they stamp the ink on paper, which reveals what they found. It's kind of a limited application, but if you want corporate espionage or need to see the day's news before anyone else, they could be a big help.
Do you have a question or something I can help with?
No, I thought maybe I could help you with my robots.
Oh, sure. Could you leave me your contact info and maybe if a situation comes up?
Just to clarify, I'm not a crime fighter, like I said.
Well, that's fine. Not everybody can be on the front lines of the action. It's always helpful to have some support.
I mean, I'm not doing it to be civic-minded. I do it for cash.
Oh.
So if you wanted to buy a case of robots, or I wouldn't recommend fewer than 2, because you're only getting 2 pages at a time that way.
I don't have a lot of money to spare. You should talk to the wordsmith. He might appreciate having alternate sources for words on the street. Plus, he's loaded.
Thank you, Mr. Zildjian.
Good evening, ma'am. How can I help you?
I'm Mrs. Carolyn Desty. I've taken on this burden of being a costumed heroine recently because young people need instruction on how to remain humble and stop dressing crudely.
Did you sew that costume yourself? I thought it was just a tasteful dark gray dress, but now I see the embroidered letters on the breast. MD, are you a doctor?
No, in spite of the fact that I'm childless, people have taken to calling me Modesty.
Huh. I think I did read a story about you in the Daily Sentinel. Instead of being a superhero, you might accomplish more as an advice columnist. You'd reach more people that way. Fewer charges of assault.
I'm quite satisfied with my current way of doing things, Mr. Zildjian. What I wanted advice about is how to handle a rival. I certainly don't want to kill anyone, and he hasn't committed a crime, but he's causing problems.
Who is he? What kind of problems?
His name is Heathcliff Esty. He dresses in a 60s British mohair suit, listens to modern jazz, and drives a Vespa scooter with 15 headlights. He goes by the name Modesty. He's not a hero or a villain. He just rides around and tries to get publicity with his assumed name.
Oh yeah, I've met Mod. He's a good kid.
Of course, everyone's heard of him.
Isn't he a model? He's just trying to get his picture in the papers.
But you can see the problem. I'm trying to make a name for myself, and his sounds so similar.
Why don't you challenge him to a fight? Something public in a boxing ring. Sell tickets, build it up for a month or 2.
What?
Sure, whoever loses agrees to drop the name. It's a good deal because even the loser will get plenty of attention from it. And I've seen the guy, you can take him.
It hardly seems.
Oh, come on, you gave that society dame a fat lip for revealing too much décolletage.
And I'd do it again.
If you need some motivation, I saw Mr. Esty take his girlfriend motoring a few weeks ago to the vintage clothing shop. She was wearing a miniskirt. I heard him cajoling her to try on a microskirt.
I'll flatten him.
There you go.
I appreciate your input. I'll sleep on it, but I just might take your advice.
Have a nice night. Next.
Hi, Mr. Zildjian. My name is Lathieu Moressier. I'm a big admirer of yours. The way you keep fighting even though you know the forces you confront are unstoppable.
I've stopped a few forces in my time. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Well, I'm not much of a fighter, but I think I have a useful talent.
You should form a team with all these other characters. Nobody fights crime, they just wear costumes while they make pickles.
Well, no, yeah. Maybe my talent would be good in combination with you or some more physical crime fighters.
Get Modesty on your team. She'll knock down everybody who needs knocking. Just make sure your costume doesn't reveal too much ankle.
See, my talent is kind of information. I can see connections that other people can't see. I think of it as informational incorporeality. My mind can flow like a ghost through the gaps in things people say, and I can see what's secretly happening in the things left unsaid.
That sounds amazing. Like, what exactly are we talking about?
Like that lady you were just talking to, Modesty. I overheard some of your conversation. What she didn't say is that she's colluding with the cannibalistic humanoid underground fellers.
What gave you that idea?
I thought she made it pretty clear. She never said it outright, but she danced around it.
I even missed the dancing part. Do you have any proof she's working with them? Or that they exist?
No, but think of it the other way. Do you have any proof she's not working with them?
That is not a good reason to believe it's true.
But that's my speciality, see? Some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream things that never were and ask, why not?
Okay, I see what's going on. Let me tell you a joke that illustrates the error in your thinking. Why do elephants paint their toenails red?
I don't know.
So they can hide in cherry trees. You ever see an elephant in a cherry tree?
No?
It works, don't it?
Oh my God. I'll never walk under a cherry tree again. Thank you for warning me.
You're missing the point. You could say the same thing about anything. Have you ever seen a hamburger or a battleship or a hot dog cart in a cherry tree? They must be full of battleships camouflaged with red polka dots.
So cherry trees can hide almost anything. Now I'll know where to look when I lose my keys.
No, that's not what I meant. See, it's all about the burden of proof and how hard it is to prove a negative.
I was going to ask for suggestions on what my alias should be or what symbol I should use on a costume, but you've given it to me. I'll be the Cherry Pachyderm.
No, look, lack of evidence is not necessarily evidence of lack.
But can you prove it's not?
Please forget what I said earlier about forming a group with these other folks. That was a joke. I think all of you need to work solo for a while. If you get in a tough spot and you're not sure what to do, please feel free to call Sergeant Lester Abelish at the PCPD. Do not tell him I sent you.
I'm so grateful. I'm going straight home to work on a costume. The Cherry Pachyderm strikes again. May or may not have struck again, because how will you be able to prove it?
Great. From now on, everything good that happens anywhere will attribute to behind-the-scenes manipulation by the Cherry Pachyderm.
That's brilliant. I'll tell my agent to work on that angle.
You already have an agent?
You can't get anywhere without an agent.
That explains why I'm standing here talking to you on a Tuesday night.
Mr. Zildjian, Mr. Zildjian.
Calm down, son. What's your name?
Alan, can you say the thing? You know, the thing?
No.
Can you please just say it? No, it has to be a question, right? What's that you got? What's that you got there in your hand?
Sweat and dust.
Oh, I know. If someone asks you the right question, do you have to say the thing? Are you helpless to say it?
No, I have complete control over it.
Like if I said, yeah, I can't think how people get you to say it. If I committed a crime, okay, is there some weapon you'd use on me? And where would it be on your body?
Come on, kid. I've been seeking out injustice all day. There's a can of cream of mushroom calling my name, and I have no idea what a microwave is, so I gotta heat it on the stovetop. Can we just call it a night?
Oh, all right. Have a good night anyways, Mr. Zildjian.
You too. This gun in my hand.
I heard that.
With his faithful Filipino valet, Castro, Writ Breed crusading publisher outwits criminal masterminds, placing himself in peril so that gangsters and lawbreakers may feel the pinch of justice in the jaws of the Emerald Ash Borer. Crawl with Writ Breed into another thorny adventure. The Emerald Ash Borer flies again.
Hurry, Castro. We're out to smash. Stop! I'll talk. I'll do whatever you want.
What, are you dying?
No, please, I'll spill. I'll tell you everything about Bim Farlow's connections with Alderman Grappelli. They've been taking kickbacks on the water treatment plant construction deal, and shoddy work that could leave the water contaminated.
I was really planning to smash the counterfeit collectible lunchbox racket today, but I suppose we could help you with your thing instead.
Just don't shoot me. Put that thing away.
Calm down, fella. It's not even a regular gun. It's just knockout gas.
Everybody says that, but why would you leave anyone alive? Seems a lot more likely you got Zyklon B or something in there.
Well, they're still alive to tell you about it, so that proves it didn't kill them?
Yeah, they tell about surviving a shot of the Emerald Ash Borer's gas gun right after they tell how they struck out DiMaggio in a stickball game.
Whatever. You really stepped all over my promo. You know that, don't you? Consulting Defectives, episode 24 of This Gun in My Hand was shepherded by Rob Northrup. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. What child is this who laid to rest on Zildjian's lap is sleeping? This gun in my hand.